Schools, Terry Sedlar. Hi, Terry.
Hello there.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much for having me today.
Yeah, I was thinking having to come in on a snow day, but superintendents, you don't get snow days, do you?
They're work days. They are definitely work days. Before school, during the day, and then even after school, we still have activities. So.
What time do you have to get up when there's threatening weather?
Yeah, it varies. Sometimes it's as early as 3:30. Sometimes as late as 4, depending on severity of what we're needing to do and what we need to check.
I think we knew yesterday, though, that there
There was a good chance that it wasn't going to be very good roads this morning.
Yeah, and you've got a very rural district, yes. So a lot of wide open farmland with blowing and drifting.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're going to get a cold night and windy night tonight, so I guess, are your fingers crossed for that?
No, we need our kids at school. We need to be teaching and learning needs to be happening.
Yes, I think your announcement on your Facebook was learning has to learning. Well,
today was so much learning, just not today.
Right. So hopefully people will be back learning.
Yes, that's our
tomorrow.
hope.
So this is your first year as superintendent.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Everything I was expecting it to be and hoping it would be, and even then some more. Our community, our school community, the greater community of Springport, been very welcoming to me, to my family. It's just been nothing but an amazing adventure so far. It's hard to believe we're already 6 months into this, and some very awesome things going on in Springport.
Well, it's a welcome back to Springport because you are
absolutely.
a product of Springport schools.
Yes, class of 91. That's us.
Well, today it's 6 months in, and already I think a lot of the excitement in the district right now is the fact that the bond was passed the last election, and you've got some really cool things that you guys want to do.
Absolutely.
We're just still in planning stages.
So
right
we
now.
are, yes. There are 4 different bid packs that are going to go out for bid that are consuming this project. The first bid pack is slated to go out in early February to be bid on, and then with construction shovels in the ground in March is the goal.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the goal of the first bid pack.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the district. It sounds like there isn't a part of the district that's not going to get touched.
Correct. Over the course of the next 3 years, there will be several parts of our district that do get facility upgrades, just cosmetic upgrades, some security upgrades, things of that nature, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you brought along some photos of some of the things that have been going on out in Spartan land. Let's take a look.
Yes, this is in our STEM classroom in the elementary school. So it's not a sit and get by any means. This lesson they were learning about whether something is a fruit or a vegetable, and they were figuring out whether there were seeds, and does a seed mean it's a fruit or a vegetable? So that's an example of what happens in our elementary classrooms. And again, not just a sit and get, but very much involved in the learning process.
Did you settle the debate about the tomato?
Yes, well, it's tomato or tomato, you decide, because depending on who you talk to, it's a fruit or a vegetable.
It can be both.
Yes, and then this is in one of our kindergarten classrooms, exploratory time, where they really do get, there's learning happening all the time, but then there's that exploratory time too, where they have to be able to figure things out, work with a partner in some cases, and just learn by doing. That's a fun picture right there.
Yeah.
And most recently in our high school math class, our high school math teachers, specifically in this classroom, high school math teacher Corey Spear had borrowed some VR headsets from the ISD that they loan out, and she was doing a lesson on statistics and how you and I might have learned statistics as let's roll some dice in the classroom. No, now statistics has come into the VR world where students can interact virtually with some statistic type classes.
So if we had VR when I was in high school, I would take that opportunity to just maybe close my eyes.
Right. No more is that. Actually, I got to try this on our professional development day most recently, and the interactive part of it is quite amazing. It's our teachers still teaching, but letting the students explore something that they wouldn't normally have gotten to do had we not had this opportunity.
Interesting. You wouldn't think about VR headsets for something like...
For math.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, yes. And then there was, Wheels for Ag Day. And so this is a long-standing tradition in the community of Springport. Dates back, I think it dates back into the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And so every year in September, our grounds are covered in tractors and utility vehicles and all the things that go with it. And so one of the things, though, that happens is the kids get to drive those things to school. And so this young man That's CJ Cockcroft. He asked if I would ride with him in that tractor, and I said absolutely I would. And so he drove me to school that day, and we had quite the fun experience going to school.
Yeah, apparently, on farm equipment, there's no minimum age on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. I actually grew up driving my grandpa's tractors. I had to stand up and push to be able to push the clutch, and I couldn't sit. I wasn't tall enough. So yeah.
Wow, CJ, you drove that to school?
He did. He did a darn good job doing it. Yeah, and then that's from the fair. So I started right after fair began, both in Eaton County and then right before Jackson County's fair.
And I think the Cockcrofts had animals at the...
Yes. And so I was able to venture out to the fair and see some of our kids before I had even really... I had just signed my contract, but I was out and about seeing our kids, and then I watched them show, and then I watched them take care of things in the barns, and the fair is quite the experience. It really is. Our kids do a fabulous job. They are well prepared to show at fair.
Yeah, Springport's the largest FFA district participation in the whole county.
Yes. And then so Springport does a phenomenal Veterans Day program. Mrs. Leona Keeler is very instrumental in making that program happen, and it involves all facets of our school. Here you see our high school football players carrying the flags in to start the event, but there are many other things that take place during that. We had our elementary kids, they sang songs, and we had our high school band teacher, Mrs. Zeckley, had our fifth graders bouncing balls to a song all in sync. It was quite amazing. Here you have our cheerleaders. So something that I did with the staff this year was on our opening day, it wasn't about me standing up in front of them and giving them all, this, that, and the other thing. It was, no, let me show you our kids. These are kids who chose to come to school before school even started to do something for our staff. And so here you have our cheerleaders doing that. And before this had taken place, we were down in the gym with our band. Our band came in and kind of rallied the troops and got our staff pepped and ready to go for the school year.
Cool. Were there other newbies besides you?
So there was new teaching staff, and but yeah, it was it was a very fun day for me. I hope it was fun for the staff. I like to think it was. It was a very energizing day for sure. And there's our fabulous food service staff. I don't know if you know this, but Springport is very lucky in that we do not contract out any of our ancillaries. Our food service, our transportation, our custodial are all in-house. Mm-hmm. And so what you see here is our food service staff, and they get into the action. They have matching t-shirts here, but they are all about making sure that our students have the best food put in front of them and food that's appetizing and the kids enjoy eating. So this group, though, goes above and beyond. This was the group I think I shared with you back in the summer that put out all those summer meals. And so we had a really, really good turnout for the summer meal program, thanks to that crew right there preparing those.
And what is the most popular item that food service
Well, I think the kids would probably tell you, since I've been there's been a new item on the menu called Terry's Special, and it's hot dogs and macaroni and cheese mixed together, because who doesn't like hot dogs and macaroni and cheese mixed together? Yeah. Although I think the kids it might be a close second to walking tacos, because that's always a favorite too.
Well, they both sound great. I think we're going to have to pay a visit.
You should come out
and check it out. Well, in addition to the photos you have, our JTV sports team put together some photos from this past year.
Yep. We'll
start with what's going on right now, basketball, which you guys gave us a great game for our live coverage at Concord. We've got a great team.
Yes, a very good team right now. They're playing well. They're in sync. They're showing up defensively, very good defensively, shutting some offenses down, which is that's the trick, and they're capitalizing on that.
Yeah, and I think you had some football athletes on the basketball team.
Yes, we have.
Of course, they had an incredible season. And then the girls.
And we have our girls, absolutely. Girls are doing great. They're having a good season, playing with a lot of heart, a ton of heart, actually. When I go to their games, they don't come off the courts not sweating. They are out there giving it their all, 100% every time. Yeah. Those are some great shots.
And
yes,
record-setting football team.
Yes, 11-1 that team went, and for a variety of reasons. But right there, you're getting a prime example of. So Coach Pack, as we all know, I think I know, Coach Pack lives, breathes everything football. But he can't do it alone. His coaching staff is just nothing but phenomenal, and they buy into what his program is and how that program works, and then it trickles into the students. So the student athletes understand that Coach Pack came to coach, and Coach Pack knows how to coach, and so they listen, they execute, and because of that, we end up at 11-1.
Yeah, well, let's say 11-0 because
well, yes, absolutely.
until you came up against Hudson.
Hudson, yep, and it was a well played game.
It was,
but just a tough game.
Yeah, it's been, and it really is. It's when you talk about Friday Night Lights, I think Springport is one of those communities where it's the whole town.
Yes. That is one thing that was like that when I was a student. There is still like that now, where you have people in the stands that there's an affiliation, there's a friendship with many people in that town, and so maybe you don't have a student playing anymore or a grandchild playing anymore, but you go to support because that's what that community has done, and I see that community always doing. They're just a very supportive place for sure.
Yeah, and it's not just football. I think it's
everything.
All throughout the year.
Yeah, because I would say if you came to our choir concerts or our band concert, you're going to see people in those same stands that they don't have a student out there, but they're there to support that program. Cool.
Obviously, a lot of cool things going on in sports, but we've got also music.
Yes.
And I think you'd put on a middle school play this past fall too.
Yes, it was very well done. We have a middle school play, and then we also have the high school play. And so there you're seeing some highlights of that middle school play. We don't just put kids up there on stage in plain clothes. We dress them up, and they act it out. And so it's very well done. And our high school kids right now are preparing for the spring play or spring musical that it's going to be, and that will be another fun and exciting piece. I got to see a couple little snippets of that the other day when I was in the cafeteria.
Have they asked you to be in a cameo role?
They have not, and you know what? I'm okay watching from the distance. I did that part in high school. I was on the stage, and that was great. But now I'm anxious to be back in the seat and watch.
You mentioned the food service. Let's also tip our hat to the transportation.
Yes, tip our hat hugely to the transportation department, who. Without them, our kids don't get there, and so we know that. They know that. They're the first people our kids see each day, and they're the last person that they see from the district when they're getting off that same bus. So hats off to that group who drive the roads on days where it's sunshining and days where it's not. And right along with them, I would say our phenomenal operations department keeps things clear so that they can get the buses in and out and get our kids in and out. So together, in that school district, we have nothing but amazing people doing amazing things and doing it because they know that's what makes Springport great.
Yeah, they were there, I'm sure, yesterday and today plowing.
Yes, absolutely. Have to be.
Well, we wish you the best in your second half of your first year.
It's crazy to think that.
Oh, we got one more. You guys, there's a couple things, some big announcements this year.
Yep.
First, you've got True Community
Credit Union comes in, and we do what's called banking, student banking. So kids at the elementary are able to come down and make deposits into their account, obviously teaching them a lifelong skill of saving. Something that we want to make sure they leave high school with is the idea that you need to save money to make money.
Yeah, and you also had a big announcement with Spring Arbor University.
Yep, absolutely, our direct admit program.
Yeah.
That was great. Now what it allows our students to do is there are qualifications that you must meet in order to be enrolled in Spring Arbor, but one of the things you don't have to worry about any longer is that whole admissions process taking so long. There's a direct admit process that speeds it up a little bit.
All right, a couple more shots to look at.
That's our Quiz Bowl team. That is our middle school Quiz Bowl team who traveled to Reading that day and competed very, very well. I think they respectively took third and fourth places in their divisions, but it wasn't because they weren't trying. It was that all teams showed up very ready to play that day for sure. Our high school team did walk away with a trophy. I don't know if that's one of the pictures that I had for you or not, but oh yeah, there it is. They did excellent that day, and there's our coach, Corey Bradley, who was with the team that day. It's all about, we do academics, we do athletics, and we do everything in between. And so I think you captured some great shots today of how encompassing Springport Public Schools really is.
Yeah, great look. Everything going on at Springport. Great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me today. I appreciate it.
The superintendent at Springport, Terry Sedlar.